Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here, episode 14 of Survival of the Fitted. You're chilling here listening to your boy Intern Joe, aka the ultimate man with 10 A's, the most A's in man history. You'll get that joke later when we do the interview. But I'm also chilling here with my man Ian Pierno, fresh off of Fashion Week. Do you want to talk to us about New York Fashion Week, man?
Yeah, no biggie. Went to my first Fashion Week. Came in as a big New York hater, a big LA homer. Had like one of the best fucking weeks ever. It was like New York's energy. And I'm not even talking about the Fashion Week stuff, but like you're from California. Everyone's always kind of put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone's got sneakers, whatever. New York, everyone looks like shit. Like their hair, makeup, clothes, like everyone looks like shit. But it's so sexy. Like
how so?
No, because like, you know, like when you don't care, like that's hot. You know what I mean? And people in New York do not care.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend didn't care about me. I didn't think that was too hot, but I feel like I understand what you're talking about.
She must have been a New Yorker, not an Angelino. Did meet Shea Gillis Alexander.
Oh yeah, talk to us about the Dope Soul pop-up.
It was cool. So Dope Soul was Kelly Oubre's brand. Gear was dope. Kelly Oubre, by the way, nicest basketball player I've ever met. And I've met like a good amount of basketball player. Nicest basketball player ever. He like, okay. He leans over. Well, you know, I'm a year older than you. I have a little more experience.
Okay.
He leans over. He goes, "Oh, you LeagueFits?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I can tell." And he touches my cardigan and pulls it like this. He goes, "I'd expect nothing less."
Yes, I heard it. You texted me that. I was like, man, that sounds like something Kelly would say.
Bro, my heart melt. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not too cool for a little validation from Kelly Oubre. It was pretty cool. And then, you know, talk to SGA about like the all drip teams and stuff like that. It was all love. He was cool too. Fashion Week was awesome, man.
With the second team selection, did he talk about that at all?
Yeah, we did talk about it. I don't really think he fucking cared, dude.
Yeah, get off my back, guys. I just want to see it. I got like 14 DMs talking about SGA should be on the first team. Get off my back, man. I didn't even do the teams, man. If you guys are real OG Survival of the Fitted listeners, you would know that Joe has absolutely no input on anything LeagueFits related. You would know the hashtag Free Joe movement from week 1, but you don't. And since you're uncultured during my DMs, get off my back, man. Damn. Just want to throw that out there. Let me just talk a little bit. Yeah. Did you have any starstruck moments? I was going to ask that. Because I seen Winnie Harlow on your story. I was like, that's pretty insane.
That was cool. I don't know about starstruck because, I mean, we live in California, so that's just how it is.
You're a superstar yourself, so.
No, stop it. But that was my first, the thing when you saw Whitney on the story, that was at the Moschino show, which is my first like runway show I've ever been to. Shout out to Juliana from Moschino that hooked it up. And that was like not starstruck by any one person, but like starstruck by the environment, like for sure. It was definitely like, yo, like fuck, I'm from North Carolina, like at like a runway show in Bryant Park right now. And it was it was awesome. All the stuff they showed was like women's couture stuff that would never end up on LeagueFits most likely. But it was still just like, I was definitely starstruck by the moment for sure. Like I'm not too cool to admit that. I was like, holy shit, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Well, maybe next year we can both get an invite to Fashion Week, Survival of the Fitted co-hosts. And yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, let's get it. Awesome. As you guys probably know, JJ Redick is our guest this week, the most anticipated guest in LeagueFits history. We're going to talk about him about being the ultimate man. We're going to talk about Legos. We end on a crazy heart to heart. And then at the end, we're going to have a mailbag. We're going to talk about Met Gala. So tap in. Yo, go follow Survival of the Fitted wherever you get your podcasts. And then have 3 of your friends follow the podcast. And then have 3 of their friends follow the podcast. And then boom, it's the LeagueFits pyramid.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 14 of Survival of the Fitted. We're here with the highly anticipated guest of the century, JJ Redick. How's it going, my guy?
What's up, y'all? I'm doing well. I just got done with Pilates. took my workout shirt off and put a hoodie on just so I looked somewhat presentable. But I'm doing good. I feel like I should have some shades. I'm looking around my desk to see if I have shades anywhere.
Yeah, we got the swag going. We got the collared shirt with the shades swag. We got the men's crew. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get it going. JJ Redick swag.
I love it. I love it.
I think Joe actually laid out his outfit like, you know, like first day of school, you like lay out your outfit on like your bed the night before. I think that's what Joe did for this podcast.
I can neither.
Joe, explain the fandom. It's not really even to like gas myself up, but just like I just want to know the fandom, like where this comes from. What's the origin of this?
This stems from a story. It was a basketball camp, Santa Barbara, sophomore year of high school. We're playing 2K tournament in the dorm, getting ready for the game. I'm playing with the Orlando Magic. My homie's playing with the Miami Heat. This is when LeBron was playing on the Heat. So I don't remember what happens. It's like a long rebound or something like that. JJ's in the open court, virtually in the open court, and he ends up dunking on LeBron James for the whole weekend. The whole weekend, the inside joke was like JJ Redick. We're watching other players play. Oh, he shoots like JJ Redick. Since then, it's been like JJ Redick fan club. That's where I'm at with it.
There was clearly a glitch in the game that you had. That's a glitch in the game. Because I have one career dunk, and it's definitely not on somebody. I used to dunk on people in high school, though.
Same. Ian, did you dunk on people in high school too, or is it just me and JJ thing?
I actually did used to dunk in high school, and I caught one body, and he was like 5'4". It was in a Lifetime Fitness in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I traveled. I picked the ball up at the 3-point line. I took like 12 steps because that's the only way I could get high enough. But yes, once, and nobody's gonna believe that.
Giannis swag before Giannis. I feel it. All right, so I want to get into this first topic here. This is from a previous guest on the show, Frank Jackson. Is it true that JJ Redick, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering this, is the ultimate man? Oh. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about with that. Can we talk about that one?
Yeah. So Frank and Jackson Hayes, we were in Milwaukee my first year in New Orleans. And we stayed, there's a Kimpton hotel there called the Journeyman Hotel. And these motherfuckers come to shoot around the next day, and they just are calling everybody man. So I don't know what they were doing the night before. And somehow, you know, this journeyman thing became like, I became the ultimate sort of journeyman. You know what I mean? And then it became shortened to just like the ultimate man. And like I don't think there's like set requirements to be a man in their eyes. But I certainly felt fit into some criteria that I feel like they had for what a man is. You know what I mean?
What's the difference between a man and a man?
It's just the ethos. It's the vibe. It's just like a don't give a fuck attitude. Maybe you dabble in a few things just to have a good time. Definitely have to have a little bit of swag, just a little bit. So just like that whole combination. And like, you know, if you're a tryhard, you can't be a man. Like you got to really just be like true to yourself. And I feel like, you know, Frank certainly fits that criteria. Jackson does as well.
How many letters are in the word man? Like how many A's are we talking about here?
Depends on who's saying it. There's probably 4 letters if I'm saying it. With Jackson, there's probably 7 or 8. And with Frank, there's probably 9. Yeah.
So you earn your letters, like you earn your.
No, it's just like how I say it. It's just more how I say it. Like they really draw it out. I mean, they really enunciate those A's. They go after it.
Okay, see, I was thinking like each A in man was like, you know how like the Buckeye football team has like the little stickers on the helmet when you get for doing good shit. I thought that's what each A for was a man.
No, I was just how I say it. It's how I say it. Here's a question though. I think because I saw some of the video clips that you guys put up on Instagram from that episode, and I watched them. But when did you guys? How did this come up in conversation with Frank Jackson?
How did it come up in conversation? Oh, you know what? We were talking about top 5 best dressed Duke players, right?
Yeah,
that's what it was. And then I was like, JJ has to be number 1. And then he was like,
right,
for sure, 100%.
And he agreed. Like, he agreed.
Yeah, that's how you know you got the peers approval. And then he was like, oh yeah, when you guys do like an episode with JJ, tell him about that. And
now we're talking
about it.
Yeah. So Frank knows this, but like I've done this for years. Like I have like a specific routine when I get to the arena. And generally speaking, I have about 10 to 15 minutes of downtime, and I don't like to just feel bored. So I'm kind of like antsy or whatever. So I got into this habit years ago of I would go in everybody's locker, and if somebody had a nice fit, even if it wasn't my size, I would try it on. And then I would walk around the locker room. I'd go into the training room, and I'd just see if anybody would say anything. And so like, as my career progressed, like the fits became more and more outlandish. And so I got to have a lot of fun with that. And then I got on the Pelicans, and between Frank and Maaaan and Jackson and BI, like there's a lot of dudes on that team that really dress well. So I tried on some crazy shit that first year in New Orleans. I just walked to the locker room or whatever and put it on. So I always had a good time with Frank's fits.
What's the first one that comes to mind?
Craziest one.
I don't remember specifically. It was definitely a jacket that Jackson Hayes had on.
And he's big.
Yeah, and he's big. And then BI BI's like the king of the puffer coats. And he's like 6'10" or whatever, however tall he is. And he wears them a little oversized on him. So when I would put them on, like they're like triple XL, double XL, or whatever. They swallowed me. But so I like the puffer coats from BI too.
Dope. You touched on being at Duke, and we touched on the Duke connection there. I'm from the Raleigh-Durham area originally, so I've spent a while around there. Why do Duke students dress so poorly, but Duke NBA players dress so great?
It's a great question. I mean, I did not dress well when I was at Duke. My high school buddy sent me a photo that he had taken of me. He was visiting me at college when I was at Duke. And I had on these double cargo shorts and some Nike Air Max. And like, you know how you used to wear, like, I don't know how old y'all are, but when I was in high school and college, like you would wear 2 undershirts and then you'd put like a polo on, or you'd wear like 2 undershirts and then you'd wear like an oversized button up, but you didn't know it was oversized. You thought it was that was your size. Yeah. And so that's like generally how I dress, like really loose fitting clothing. And like now that's back, in vogue. But the shit I was wearing was not. I mean, there's no era where you could say, "Oh, those were good fits" when I was at Duke.
But then
I remember your time at Duke too, man. I remember when I first told Mike about. Oh, sorry, first name basis, Coach K. When I first told Coach K about, I was like, man, like this guy JJ, he can shoot better than me. And then ever since then, legend continued.
I don't know. Crazy, I don't know why, because like, I think a lot of it is driven by the fact that there's guys like Frank, right? And Frank is a Duke guy, but he kind of got in the NBA, and he forged, his own little path, and he figured out his own identity. And so much of that now is his clothing and his fashion and all the side stuff he does with that. And so like now he's like sort of leading that reputation. I think that Duke guys dress well, but I like how Kai dresses. Like Kai dresses well to me. There's a lot of guys that do.
He does.
Yeah.
So how familiar are you with? Last night was the Met Gala. So how familiar are you with the event? So if we give you like a top 5 Met Gala fits from last night.
Oh man, I only saw a few people. I got to be honest with you. I was watching the Monday Night Football game, and then I saw Kim K's outfit, and then I saw Russ's get up. It was very muted, except for the hair, of course. For him, it was very muted. I saw PJ's. I don't even know if I can get to 5, to be honest with you. I don't even know if I can get to 5.
Okay, let's transform the question. If you had an invite last night, which you were robbed, or you probably turned it down, what would you have worn?
I've not ever been invited to the Met Gala. I would go if I got invited. I'd go for sure. What was the theme last night? It had something to do with like country western or some shit.
It was America, like a fashion lexicon was the official theme.
Okay. I would
not necessarily Western, but just America.
Yeah. I would go with like, I would lean towards like a Kevin Love style Ralph Lauren fit. So I would go like over the top. Have you guys been to the Polo Bar in New York by any chance? It's like a Ralph Lauren restaurant, but it's like, it's like if you went to like a shoot, like for a magazine for Ralph Lauren, like that's decor of the Polo bar, like plaid and tartan seats and reds and greens. So I like that. I would go like as almost like a cowboy, but like dressed in like Ralph Lauren style clothing. That's probably what I would have gone with.
That's actually super sick. And now I know what I want to do on my next trip to New York.
Oh, Polo bar, and the food is awesome. The food is awesome. So it's a hard ticket to get, but it's a great spot. You should go.
Well, if me and Joe name drop you, we can get a resi, right?
I think so. Yeah, actually, you can. Yeah.
Okay,
just call and just say you're friends with me.
Yeah, man. Ultimate man. JJ
it usually works at restaurants in New York. I fucked my friend though. I literally mentioned on the pod, like, hit this dude up if you want to go to Lilia. And Lilia is like a really hard to get into restaurant in Brooklyn. And dude, this guy got like 2,000 DMs on Instagram over the course of the next 2 weeks. And I mean, and you can imagine every sob story. Like I've been trying to go for 3 years. It's my mother's 70th birthday. I would love to take her. I mean, he did his best. He tried to fit everybody in. But yeah, Polo bar, you got to go.
Easy. So a quick question. I meant to hit on this at the beginning, but a few months ago now, when the pod first started, you followed Intern Joe on Instagram. How did that come to be?
Well, so first of all, I've been following LeagueFits since I got on the Pelicans. It was like it was a few months after I had gotten back on Instagram because I was off for like 2 years. And I started following LeagueFits because all my teammates were on there, and they were, that was my first year where guys were like literally obsessed with their fits. Yeah. And so I've been following LeagueFits now for 2 years, and I saw some video you guys put up where he talked about his love for JJ Redick. And I was like, man, I'll give this guy a follow. I'll give the intern a follow.
Man, game respect game, man. You know how it is. It's like I feel like it's like looking in the mirror. For like JJ, he looks in the mirror, he's like, I see the greatness in Intern Joe. Let me just send my man a follow. And I just like good vibes, man. Like I like good, positive vibes. So if that's what you're putting off, like I'll respect that and I'll vibe with you. So let's do it, man. Let's do it. Speaking of fits, now we're talking about fits here. So what's tougher? Are you planning a game day fit or are you planning a wine tasting fit? Which is harder to prepare for? That's tough. So I would say, like, it all depends on the time of year for a wine tasting fit. Like I would generally like, if I go to like Napa or, France or Italy or Sonoma, I would like it to be cooler weather. So I would like to be able to layer a little bit, like fall, late winter, early spring, that sort of weather. So I can layer, maybe throw on like a nice Brunello Cucinelli vest on top. You know what I mean? A game day is different because like I'm in sport mode. So I feel like when I first got in the league, I was like, I would wear suits because that was like the dress code. And then slowly that dress code sort of like got looser and looser. And so now it's really more just like about feeling comfortable when you walk in the arena. But like, I remember when I was like in Orlando, we would go on like a West Coast trip, 5-6 games. I would sit there. My wife called it flat JJ. And I would do like, I would bring so many fucking outfits. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to be in Miami for 3 nights. So I need an outfit for dinner one night, game night, outfit for the next game. And then, we'd be in LA. I would do like, if we were gone for 11 days, I'd have 11 awesome fits, like ready to go. Different fits than what people wear now, but this is like early 2010s. And then now, like with kids, like it's different, man. So I'm just like, I want to be comfortable when I go to the arena, and I don't really want to worry about necessarily putting out like a fit every time I go on a road trip.
That's valid. So you brought up the kids, and you actually, I think it was Halloween a couple of years ago, you dressed up as a Lego figure. How often do you step on Legos around the house?
Oh, every day. It is one of the most frustrating. You guys, if you've ever stepped on a Lego, you know that it hurts like shit. Yeah. We have an apartment here, and our contractor built us this Lego table. And the middle, it's like a wooden table, decorated, looks nice, but the middle column sort of slides out. And then you put all the Legos in the middle, and then, you can sort of build on the other 2 edges. And you go up to their room at night, to put them to bed, and you're going to step on Legos. Like it's 100%. By the way, we go all out for Halloween. We've done this for years now. So like we did Mario Brothers characters one year. We did Lego characters. Last year we went as the Flintstones. I really liked my outfit last year. And then I think we're doing Avengers characters this year.
Which was the best one? Which was like the best costume?
Man, I'll put it up. I'll put it up again when you guys come out with the pod. But the Mario Brothers was ridiculous. Like it was over the top. Yeah. It was over the top.
Sentimental.
More is more, man. So when you dress like a Lego figures, you know what they say, like, you look good, you play good, feel good. You know, like the whole saying.
Yeah, right.
You know from personal experience how indestructible those Lego figures are when you step on them and your foot always loses. Did you wear that so you'd be indestructible on the court? How'd you shoot that day?
I think I only took 2 shots. I made them both. It was early in my first season with the Pelicans, and I wasn't really that involved. It was like the 5th or 6th game of the season. I wasn't completely involved in the offense then. But I will say, like, I had always wanted to go in character to an NBA game on Halloween. And I got older in my career, and I just I gave less and less fucks. So I was like, trick-or-treating literally that day with my kids on State Street in New Orleans in Uptown. We trick-or-treated for like an hour and a half, and then I left them. I was like, I'm going to the game, and they were like, are you going to change? I'm like, no, I'm just going to go like this. So I went. So that was one of my like goals. I had 3 goals. One was to wear neon shoes in a game, because for years I just wore like a white shoe or a black shoe. So neon shoes was one, and I accomplished that. Dress up in character on Halloween to the game. I did that. And then the third one was wear one of those ninja headbands during a game. But they, like, when that became a goal, it was like the year they outlawed them. So I never accomplished that.
No fun league.
What was the deal with the banning the ninja headbands? Like, what was the reasoning behind that?
I don't know. When I play tennis, I wear them. Like, I love them. They actually accomplish what they're supposed to do. And they look so much better than the thick all white ones.
Yeah,
same. Every time I play tennis, I always wear the ninja headband. I feel so naked without it. I can
never. Joe and I are like the same person.
It's weird. Wild. It's like looking in the mirror, man.
It's wild.
Looking in the mirror.
It's wild.
Crazy. Well, talking about LeagueFits, I was on the Instagram story yesterday looking at some submitted questions by some of our followers. One of our followers is named JJ Redick, and he was asking me to ask this question. So, what was the worst fit that JJ's ever pulled up to the game in?
Ooh. Yep. I think when I look back, my most like embarrassing fit wasn't even to the game. It was to the NBA draft. Oh. And you have to understand at the time, like the baggy, not even baggy suits, because they're like baggy suits are back in, but like ill-fitting, oversized, sleeves too long, tail too long, legs too wide. That was the look back then. And all the other guys, there was a company called LeagueFits. I don't know if they still is around, but all the other guys were wearing LeagueFits suits. And I was like, I'm gonna go something a little slimmer. So I got a Xenia suit, but it legit was like 2 sizes too big. And so whenever I look at draft photos of myself, I'm embarrassed about it. I wish I had a better suit on for the draft and a little more swag. I looked like I wanted to fucking get a job at Morgan Stanley.
Well, in your next life, you'll just have to do the basketball thing again, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
So we have some fashion progression throughout the years for JJ. So do you have any fashion words of wisdom for a young college student that you can give before we wrap this up? I'm 23, by the way, so don't give me 23. So
yeah, I would say if that's what you're passionate about, don't get out of it. So one of the things that I've found in my life is that I get like super into something and super passionate about something, and then like I'll basically, I don't want to say master it, but I'll learn as much as I need to learn. I'll experience it. I'll build a community in it, and then at some point I'm like, all right, I need something new, and but then I always come, like watches were like this for me. Or like I went OD for like 8 years, and then I had to sell my entire collection, and I got out of it. And I wish I had not gotten out of it. You know what I mean? I wish I just could have scaled it back a little bit. So don't, like, if you're into something, like you're passionate about it, like keep doing it. Keep doing it. That would be my advice. I'm not going to give any fit advice because everybody's got to wear what they feel comfortable in. What they, it's putting clothes on, putting a fit on is like putting on armor. It's like putting on, it's like your exoskeleton. Like this is part of who I am. And that's an individual choice to me. That's an individual choice to me. Like I roll with the kilts. I don't know how y'all feel about the kilts. Like I roll with the kilts. It's great.
Absolutely love them. We had like 3 straight days of posting kilts on LeagueFits.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Man, that was beautiful. Could you adopt us?
Yeah, man.
That was like, I've never felt emotional like recording a LeagueFits podcast before.
I am old. I am an old man, so I've got a few things. Yeah. Try parenting, man. Fuck. Every day it's something. Every day it's something.
I believe that. Well, yeah, I just want to say, go ahead. I
was going to ask you though, because you probably talked about this before and you don't have to put this in, but where did you go to high school in Raleigh?
Me?
Yeah.
I went to Enloe.
Okay.
I went to Enloe and then I transferred to Panther Creek.
Okay. I know Enloe. I don't
carry.
Oh, I got you. Panther
Creek's a newer school. I think they opened up around when you were drafted.
Okay.
My
nieces are like trying to figure out where they're going to go to high school in that area. And I used to go to Broughton, like literally probably once a month. I would go during the school day and I would go with Shavlik Randolph and I just like go to his classes. And like, if he had gym, we would just stay in the gym afterwards, get shots up. So I did that for like, my junior and senior year, I probably did that like 10 times. And then he came and visited my high school during my chemistry final. Yeah. Like during the final, the last day of school.
Wait, where did you go?
Like in the class. I was at Roanoke, Cave Spring. Okay. It's like 3 hours from Raleigh. But he came in the class and we were like 20 minutes everybody's we said chemistry final, man. It's hard shit.
Right.
And he like raises his hand. He's like, yo, does anybody have an extra calculator? Because he wanted to play that snake game on the calculator. I was like, what?
Oh my gosh. Man.
Anyways, hey guys, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. And I love the feed. I love what y'all do, man. It's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it.
Likewise.
Man. Yeah. All right.
So it happened. The JJ Redick pod happened. How do you feel, Joe?
I feel, how there was like BC and then AD. I feel like this is like one of those moments where like time just kind of splits for me. Like now I can live. They say every man has 2 lives and the second one starts when he realizes he only has one. This is that second life for me. So let's move forward.
Wow. We're definitely cutting that out to put on the Instagram story. So current events. Met Gala happened yesterday. We're recording on Tuesday the 14th. Met Gala happened Monday night. Y'all listen to this on Wednesday. Met Gala starting 5 lineups. Let's compare.
All right. We can just go. We can go back and forth. I feel like that would be
all right. Let's go. Yeah, let's go one by one.
Do you have like a top 5 or just a 5?
No order.
No order. All right. So one of mine that's on my list is Pete Davidson. I know a lot of insecure men have been in the comments lately about the kilts. Pete Davidson wore a kilt. Think he killed it. He's on my list.
So I guess I'll give that one too. I think that's the only one that you and I have in common. I put Pete too. I had to have a good kilt fit on there. I loved Cuddy. I'm like the biggest Cuddy fan. Especially his makeup was like, he looked so good. But I thought Pete's kilt fit was slightly superior and Pete looked awesome. Who'd you have next?
So Cuddy didn't make your top 5 or your 5?
Nah, dude, there was just so much range. I couldn't put 2 kilt fits on there.
To segue into my 5, Cuddy actually made my 5. I like the colors. I think he was wearing like green. And I love the colors. I like the makeup. He had like mascara vibes. I feel like he had one of the most outlandish, subtle fits ever last night. And for that reason, and Cuddy's Cuddy too. So for that reason, he's on my second slot.
He looked awesome. If we were just talking complete looks, he'd be on mine because like the makeup, the hair, like everything together was just exquisite. I had, and this feels like such like a basic boy answer, like, but I had Virgil. I thought he had the best menswear look. Like his little like headpiece, just like it was awesome. He looked great, and I know that was the basic boy answer, and I didn't want to be the guy to say Virgil, but here I am.
It's cool because I have a basic boy answer too, but my third slot is not basic. I have Frank Ocean on there. I loved his hair. He had neon green hair. Frank Ocean usually kills it with the hair dye. Also, I think he had one of the hardest props. He had a green mechanical baby, which is pretty amazing. So
and the baby was wearing Homer, his new jewelry brand. Yeah.
Boom.
That was cool.
Great advertisement. I love it. He's on my third slot. Who do you have?
I wanted to put Frank because I also love Frank Ocean. But I already did like a Prada fit the other year, and that Prada fit was better, but the prop was sick. I had Grimes.
Okay.
I saw someone on Twitter say that like, because you know how the theme was America, and she showed up with a sword, and it was like bringing a weapon to an event where it's completely unnecessary to have a weapon might be the most on-brand American theme thing ever.
Actually, that would be the most on-brand American theme ever.
Right? How American is that? But like the sword aside, I thought Grimes looked awesome.
I hear you on that. My fourth, I feel like I had to. We're a basketball podcast. I feel like I needed to put an NBA player on there. I know a few got invited. I think of those that got invited, I like Shay's look the best. I know you guys think I don't like Shay because of the whole LeagueFits thing, but
oh my god,
dripped. But I do. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got my fourth slot on there. Who do you have on your fourth?
Shai was cool. He did the floral thing, which is also his NBA draft suit was floral too.
His braids are amazing too. So
yeah, I had Rosalia. She like straight Rick Owens, like straight custom red Rick Owens. And when I die, it'll be in a Rick Owens tomb. So no choice but to stand.
Isn't Rick Owens like your long lost uncle or something? We got some Rick Owens connection.
Rick Owens is actually my father.
That's what it was. He was your dad.
He don't know it, but Rick Owens is my dad. So I love that he made a custom outfit for Met Gala.
So on brand with the basic boy fit that I previewed earlier, my basic boy fit of the night that's gonna make my fifth slot was Mr. Bieber, Justin Bieber. I really liked his suitcase. And I think he understands how to put the baggy look together. I love how his like pants sit. He kind of has like that little Janko Jean vibe that we were talking about earlier. But I feel like we're not going to talk about Hailey Bieber. That's different. I think she dropped the ball. But Justin Bieber, I like what he got going on. Plus, I like his VMA fit too. He had like back-to-back baggy looks.
I hated the VMA fit.
What? Dude, he had a hoodie on. He like accepted award with a hoodie on.
Right. The hoodie and the big fear of God. Like, I get what they were going for, and that can look awesome, but he didn't. I didn't think the Biebers had a good weekend, and I love the way both of them dress.
You're not getting any Drew House merch. I'm only going to get the Drew House merch. It's only coming to me.
You're the only one getting the Drew House care package. And then my last one was Hunter Schafer. She's the actress in Euphoria. She had like the craziest, I don't even know what the fuck you call it. I should have planned this before putting this, but she had like this y'all just Google it. Hunter Schafer Met Gala. She had like this crazy thing implanted in her forehead. Like it made, and I love Uzi, but made like the Uzi forehead diamond look like Walmart brand. She just she looked amazing. And then her dress was custom Prada, but it was inspired by like a 1999 fall winter Prada dress. And they basically took that and just changed the colors and remade it. It was cool.
That's amazing.
It was tough. Yeah. It wasn't big. I wanted to pick like a big luscious dress because there were so many of those, but big accessory guy. So the forehead piece did it for me.
All right, so I feel like we both got some good fits here. So that's going to conclude it for our mailbag question of the week. Wrapping up the JJ Redick episode, highly anticipated. Episode 14 of Survival of the Fitted. You know what it is. Thank you guys for listening. See you next week. Go follow Survival of the Fitted wherever you get your podcast. Tell them that Intern Joe sent you. Click the follow button. Go follow Survival of the Fitted.